once you've kind of identified the triggers, how, like, do you just spend all your time on one? Are you splitting between multiple? How does that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah. So your first campaign is never going to be good unless you just like get super lucky. But chances are, it's going to need some work. Um, and then you'll find something that you're getting like predictable success with. And you don't want to change off that, but you do want to keep it evolving. So once you're at a point where you're getting the conversion that you're happy with, or it's making your clients happy, or it's generating enough pipeline for your business, um, that's when you say, okay, like let's make sure this one stays on because it's working. And we always do like with our clients, we try and do the 70-30 split. So we always try and have two campaigns running. Say like, this is our best one. 70% of the activity and effort will be tied to it. And then here's this other idea that we have, this other use case that you have, this other pain, this other persona, whatever it is. And we're going to try this one out a little bit. And that helps helps with deliverability. But B, it always helps making sure that you're adapting and evolving. And yeah, you're always aiming for that, like that magic conversion rate that you're happy with. And so, not to mention you'll get stale, right? That something that works for you, that messaging, that content, if you're not evolving it, you want to milk that for as long as you can, but you always want to make sure that you have a backup plan as well.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that I remember when we first started working on this stuff together, and I was like, one big play, and you're like, no, not one big play, 8 small plays running at low volume so that you're not having to refresh your messaging quarterly. And
Yeah.
it's not a magical number 8, but I think if somebody's listening, that's kind of what you want to build towards, is having 6, 8, 4 plays running at lower volume.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And the whole thing doesn't need to be redesigned. Like if you have email 5 is working great for you, sure, throw it in as a step, or, slightly modify it, throw it into a different campaign. So, but yeah, like you need to always be evolving, adapting, thinking about different things, even like relevant conversations, right? Like every time that you have a call that went well, or you had a good conversation that did book a meeting, it's like, is there something there with that? Can we use that? Can we leverage that? And, sales development is all about assumptions. And I'm making the assumption when I'm reaching out to a VP of logistics at a big distributor that they like to be talked directly to, that short emails are better, that I can be a little bit more aggressive, or not aggressive, but more blunt. Versus if I'm calling to like HR professionals or VPs in the HR space, probably not going to be as blunt. And even like calling people in like public sector, like police, if you're selling like police chiefs, or like any kind of software that helps like a police department or a school district, it's like, okay, now we got to be like probably a little bit more professional. Like maybe, hey, Captain Williams instead of hey, Bill, like probably, goes a long way. So that's like another piece too, is like you always want to imagine, yourself as much as you can as that person. You look at movies and books and like, who's a character that was a police chief that I can like pull from? Like, what do they seem like? What are the stereotypes around those types of people? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to inform the way my messaging is going, and it's going to inform the way, my calls are going as well.